Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learn and Talk podcast. Today's topic is something that can truly change your life: creating a strong daily routine. Many people feel busy, stressed, and unorganized, not because they lack time, but because they lack structure.
That's right, Emma. A strong daily routine helps you manage your energy, focus on what matters, and feel more in control of your day. It's not about being strict or perfect, it's about being consistent.
In this episode, we'll show you how to build a daily routine that actually works, while also helping you learn English faster. You'll hear modern vocabulary, clear grammar explanations, and useful phrases you can use in real life.
Before we begin, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and tell us about one habit you want to improve. Your comment helps the channel grow and helps you practice English at the same time.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Learn and Talk podcast for more easy, practical English lessons every week. Let's get started. Daniel, many learners want to build a daily routine, but they don't know where to start. They feel motivated for a few days, then they lose consistency and return to old habits. So my question is, how can learners create a strong daily routine that is realistic and easy to maintain? Please include expressions such as build habits, stay consistent, and start small. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use the present simple tense to describe routines and habits. Also, how can learners talk about their daily routine confidently in English?
Emma, the most important rule for building a strong daily routine is starting small. Many learners fail because they try to change everything at once. A routine should support your life, not control it. To build habits, learners should choose one or two simple actions. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m., or I study English for 15 minutes. These sentences use the present simple tense, which is perfect for describing routines and repeated actions. The present simple creates clarity and confidence. Sentences like, I read every morning, or I exercise after work, sound natural and strong. Learners should practice speaking these sentences aloud to reinforce the habit and the language. Consistency matters more than intensity. Studying English for 10 minutes every day is better than studying for 2 hours once a week. Learners can say, I stay consistent, even on busy days. This mindset reduces pressure and increases success. Another helpful strategy is linking habits together. For example, after breakfast, I review vocabulary. This structure shows sequence and helps routines stick. To talk about routines confidently, learners should avoid uncertain language. Instead of saying, I try to study sometimes, they can say, I study every evening. Even if it's not perfect yet, confident language reinforces commitment. In short, a strong daily routine is built with small steps, simple grammar, and consistent practice. This approach improves both daily life and English fluency.
Daniel, many people struggle to keep their routine when life becomes busy or stressful. They feel guilty when they miss a day and then give up completely. So my question is, how can learners stay flexible and continue their daily routine without feeling frustrated? Please include expressions such as stay flexible, adjust your routine, and avoid perfectionism. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use modal verbs like can and should to talk about flexibility. Also, how can learners speak about routine changes clearly in English?
Emma, flexibility is essential for long-term success. A strong daily routine is not rigid, it adapts to real life. Learners should understand that missing a day is normal and not a failure. Modal verbs help express flexibility. For example, I can study later today. I should adjust my routine this week. These sentences show control without pressure. Modal verbs soften the language and reduce guilt. Avoiding perfectionism is crucial. Learners often think, if I can't do everything, I'll do nothing. This mindset is harmful. Instead, they can say, I did part of my routine today. Partial success still counts. Grammar also helps explain changes. Learners can say, I usually study in the morning, but today I studied in the evening. This contrast uses present simple with time expressions clearly. Talking about adjustments confidently means focusing on intention. For example, I adjusted my routine to fit my schedule. This sentence shows awareness and maturity. Flexibility keeps routines alive. When learners accept change and communicate it clearly, they maintain motivation and improve English naturally.
Daniel, my final question is about motivation. Many learners start a routine with excitement, but after a few weeks, motivation disappears. So my question is, how can learners stay motivated and committed to their daily routine over time? Please include expressions such as long-term motivation, track progress, and build discipline. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use present perfect and future forms to talk about progress and goals. Also, how can learners describe routine success in English positively?
Emma, motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps routines alive. Learners should focus on long-term motivation, not daily excitement. Tracking progress is powerful. Learners can say, I have studied English every day this week. This sentence uses the present perfect tense, which connects past actions to current results. Future forms help express commitment. For example, I will continue this routine next month, or I am going to improve my habits. These sentences show intention and confidence. Learners should also celebrate small wins. Saying, I have become more consistent, or I feel more organized now, builds positive momentum. Describing success positively matters. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, learners can say, I am making progress, or I am building better habits. This language reinforces motivation. In conclusion, strong routines survive through discipline, reflection, and positive language. When learners talk about progress clearly and confidently, both motivation and English improve together.
Daniel, many learners create a routine, but they struggle to manage their energy throughout the day. They may feel productive in the morning but tired and unfocused later. This often causes them to break their routine or feel disappointed. So my question is, how can learners design a daily routine that matches their energy levels and helps them stay productive all day? Please include expressions such as manage energy, peak productivity, and avoid burnout. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use time adverbs and sequencing words like first, then, and later to describe energy-based routines. Also, how can learners talk about energy management clearly in English?
Emma, managing energy is more important than managing time. A strong daily routine should work with your natural energy levels, not against them. Everyone has periods of peak productivity and periods of low energy. Learners can observe their day and notice patterns. For example, I feel focused in the morning, or I feel tired in the afternoon. These sentences use the present simple tense, which is ideal for describing regular experiences. Using time adverbs helps organize routines clearly. For example, in the morning, I study English. In the afternoon, I do lighter tasks. In the evening, I relax. Sequencing words like first, then, later, and finally make routines easy to explain and follow. Avoiding burnout means balancing work and rest. Learners can say, after working for 1 hour, I take a short break. This sentence shows structure and self-care. Talking about energy management confidently means using clear and simple language. For example, I schedule important tasks during my peak productivity time. This shows awareness and control. In conclusion, routines that respect energy levels are sustainable. When learners manage energy well and describe it clearly in English, they improve both productivity and communication.
Daniel, another challenge learners face is maintaining their routine while also having a social life or unexpected events. Some people feel their routine is too strict and leaves no space for enjoyment or spontaneity. So my question is, how can learners balance a strong daily routine with flexibility and personal life? Please include expressions such as maintain balance, adjust priorities, and stay realistic. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use adverbs of frequency and contrast words like but and however. Also, how can learners talk about balance confidently in English?
Emma, balance is essential for long-term success. A daily routine should support your life, not restrict it. Learners need to leave space for rest, social time, and unexpected events. Using adverbs of frequency helps describe balance clearly. For example, I usually study in the evening, or I sometimes skip my routine for social plans. These sentences sound natural and honest. Contrast words like but and however help explain flexibility. For example, I follow my routine, but I adjust it when needed, or I enjoy structure, however, I stay realistic. This grammar shows maturity and control. Adjusting priorities is also important. Learners can say, "Today, my priority is family time." Clear priorities reduce guilt and confusion. Talking about balance confidently means accepting change. For example, I maintain my routine most days, and that is enough. This mindset prevents frustration. In conclusion, a strong daily routine works best when combined with flexibility and balance. Using clear grammar and realistic language allows learners to explain their routine confidently and live more comfortably.
Daniel, many learners try to follow a daily routine, but they often feel bored after some time. When the routine feels repetitive, motivation drops and they stop following it. This happens especially with learning English or healthy habits. So my question is, how can learners keep their daily routine interesting while still staying consistent? Please include expressions such as avoid boredom, refresh your routine, and stay engaged. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use present simple with frequency adverbs and time expressions to talk about variety in routines. Also, how can learners describe routine changes positively in English?
Emma, boredom is one of the most common reasons people abandon their routines. A strong routine does not mean doing the exact same thing every day. It means maintaining structure while allowing variety inside that structure. Learners can avoid boredom by refreshing their routine regularly. For example, instead of always saying, "I study English with a textbook," they can say, "Sometimes I watch videos, sometimes I listen to podcasts." This sentence uses adverbs of frequency like sometimes, which help express flexibility. The present simple tense still works perfectly here. I study English every day, but I change the method. This shows consistency and variation at the same time. Learners can also rotate activities. One day they practice speaking, another day they focus on listening or vocabulary. Using phrases like, "On Mondays on Tuesdays I," helps organize variety clearly. Talking about changes positively is important. Instead of saying, "I was bored," learners can say, "I refreshed my routine to stay motivated." This language shows control and growth. In conclusion, routines stay strong when they are flexible and engaging. Using simple grammar and positive expressions allows learners to describe variety confidently while staying consistent.
Daniel, my final question is about discipline. Many learners believe they need motivation every day to follow a routine, but motivation often disappears. So my question is, how can learners build discipline and follow a daily routine even when they don't feel motivated? Please include expressions such as build discipline, rely on habits, and stay committed. From a grammar perspective, explain how learners can use present simple and future forms to express discipline and long-term commitment. Also, how can learners talk about discipline in English without sounding strict or negative?
Emma, discipline is more reliable than motivation. Motivation is emotional and temporary, but discipline is built through habits and repetition. Learners should rely on habits, not feelings. The present simple tense is ideal for expressing discipline. For example, I study English every day, or I follow my routine even when I feel tired. These sentences sound calm and confident, not strict. Future forms help express commitment. Learners can say, "I will continue this routine," or "I am going to stay consistent." These structures show intention and responsibility. To avoid sounding negative, learners should focus on positive outcomes. Instead of saying, "I force myself," they can say, "I choose to follow my routine because it helps me." This language is empowering. Small habits build discipline naturally. Doing something simple every day trains the brain to act automatically. Over time, discipline becomes comfortable. In conclusion, discipline grows from consistency, clear language, and realistic expectations. When learners describe discipline positively and clearly in English, they strengthen both their routine and their confidence.
In this episode of the Learn and Talk podcast, we explored how to create a strong daily routine that supports both personal growth and effective English learning. A successful routine is not about strict rules or perfection. It is about consistency, balance, and understanding your own needs. When routines are realistic and flexible, they become easier to maintain and more enjoyable. We discussed how starting small, managing energy, staying flexible, avoiding boredom, and building discipline all play an essential role in long-term success. Grammar and language structure help learners express routines clearly, using the present simple for habits, adverbs of frequency for balance, modal verbs for flexibility, and future forms for commitment. Clear language reflects clear thinking. Most importantly, a strong routine grows over time. It adapts to changes, allows rest, and respects motivation levels. When learners focus on progress rather than perfection, routines become sustainable and empowering. Discipline replaces daily motivation, and habits begin to work automatically. By combining practical routines with confident English expressions, learners gain control over their time, energy, and communication. A strong daily routine is not something you force. It is something you build patiently, one habit and one sentence at a time.